We are live. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Doing a twofer tonight. That's right, folks. We're doing this now, and then we're gonna do the Jacked Up Jukebox much later tonight. It'll be a late night with Uncle J-Bone, talking about a little bit of rock and roll. But right now, we're going to talk some AEW. All right. Excuse me. So it took me a while to put this together because I was trying to find all the graphics for it, and that took a while. Well, let's say hello to some people. Oh my goodness, in the chat. Come on, mouse. What the hell? Paul Nelson, what is up? He got the personal invite. Because he asked, what time are you going live? And I'm like, now. Polar family, what is up? And I'm not getting any others, even though I know they're popping up. But there they are. Now they pop up. See, I see them here, and then they pop up over here. Terrance Sullivan, what is up? J-Rock Freak, what is up? Swag Fan, with a big thumbs up. All right. So we got a few people in here. That's all right. All right. Let's do... How are we doing this? I don't know how we're doing this. I guess we'll do share screen. We'll do share screen. That might take a little. Yeah, maybe this wasn't the best idea. Screw it. That's going to take way too much. I didn't prep that much. All right. Damn. Share screen was canceled. Yes. Canceled that. Thank you. I was going to do a little, the whole graphics thing and then talk about it, but that's going to take a million clicking back and forth. So we're not going to do that. We'll try to make this somewhat short and sweet. I don't want to do this all night long because I got 2 shows I'm doing. All right, so Fyter Fest is going on July 1st and 8th. So the next 2 Wednesdays. And I'm pretty stoked for that. I heard NXT is bringing back Bash at the Beach to compete with it. Isn't that funny? I always find it so funny. It's like whenever AEW does something like this, it's always a follow-up. Like, oh, they're doing this. Well, then we got to compete with that. We got to do... Why do you always have to feel like you have to top that? It always... To me, it's always like, it's like a desperation move. That's just me. It's like if you watch NXT all the time and you don't even watch NXT, then whatever. Then you're not even thinking about it. But I'm watching this constantly, and then I see the other moves happen. So it's just funny. It's just really funny. Paul says, how's Auntie doing? She's taking a little nap right now. She's doing fine. I think Fyter Fest will be good, brother. We'll do a little discussion about that stuff afterwards. I don't want to get into that right now because otherwise it's going to take me all night to do both of these. Yep, NXT will be back. Yep. Zach Bonifer, what is up? All right, so let's talk night one. That's next Wednesday. And I feel like the build's been decent. Look, it's been difficult. And it's getting even more difficult. I even saw an article there. There's nothing confirmed here. But they said certain states are putting lockdowns on travel, as in if you're traveling to certain states, you may not be allowed back. So if anybody is traveling from outside Florida right now, we may get some last minute changes. It's all about the ratings. Yeah, and ratings suck for both. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They do. Always has to be the yeah, exactly, J-Rock Freak. Exactly. Yeah. It's like you never see anything just for the hell of it. Right? It's always got to compete. It's just silly. Excuse me. Damn. All right. Night one, July 1st. We're starting off here with MJF and Wardlow versus Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Now, I'm sure Marco Stunt's going to be along for the ride. That kid's got no fear. God bless him. He's got just no fear. It's hilarious. And while I'm doing these, let me know who you think, whether you're watching live or you're watching after the fact, let me know in the chat who you think's going to win. I'm always curious just to see who you think. It's like it's all subjective. We're just having fun with this. It's, if you pick something opposite of me, it's I'm not going to ban you or nothing. It's just I'm not going to jump in your DMs and then block you like some other people I know. Sean Ross Sapp, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. Okay. MJF and Wardlow versus Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. This one's tough. This one's tough for me because there's two things here to really look at. You look at the two beasts, Wardlow and Luchasaurus. So they're having a rematch right away. That's awesome. But the underlying big thing here is Jungle Boy and MJF. These two are going to have something going on for a long time. And you've seen it brewing, and now it's coming to a boil. And it's not always going to be there, but it's always going to be there. Like if something happens and they cross paths, people are always going to be talking about it. Or if someone has a championship, there's always going to be like, oh, so when is he going to face this guy? When is he going to face this guy? It's just there. This is the future of this company, so this is something special, I'm not going to say it's as big as like The Rock versus Stone Cold, but it has the potential over the course of many years to do something like that. You know what I mean? It's like, I see it. I see it. Triple H is just as salty as Vince. Oh, that's funny. Terrance says MJF and Wardlow wins this one. Aloha, Zach. Mike M, what is up? Would love to see Wardlow just knock the taste out of MJF's mouth. Well, that's interesting. And um they touch on that. They said something to the effect of that MJF is just controlling Wardlow, and at some point that's going to go south. So God, it's tough. I mean, there isn't even a title on the line. It's just tough. You know what? We're just gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Come on, pen. All right, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. I'll pick. Vince Burr, what is shaking? How's everything going tonight? Good, man. Everything's good. We're talking some Fyter Fest, and then later tonight we're gonna talk some rock and roll and the heavy metal on the jacked up jukebox. So if you want to talk some classic rock or some modern rock or whatever, there's gonna be a little mix of stuff, and I got some interesting things to talk about. If you're a classic rock fan, and when I talk about classic rock, I'm talking about stuff from my own classic rock, like 30 years ago. Um, I don't want to give too much away. It's not that big a deal, but if you're curious, you can stop by later for that. But it's going to be much later. It's going to be like, hey, it's, bar time late. Uh, we'll have a few brewskis and talk rock and roll. All right. Private Party, Santana. Private Party versus Santana and Ortiz. Someone asked me the other day, what's up with Inner Circle? And I said something to the effect of, it's still there. There was the controversy with Sammy. And then they had to switch a match. So the whole storyline with Sammy and the push and what I think would eventually, turned him babyface against the Inner Circle, that's all completely thrown out the window now indefinitely, unfortunately. And so they just threw Santana in the match. So, but I don't think they're going to build any storyline necessarily. They were just trying to do some kind of continuation in order to fill the match card. So then for Fyter Fest, okay, let's stick Private Party, who's associated with Matt Hardy, versus the tag team in the Inner Circle, Santana and Ortiz. But now it's, this is another one of those where you hear about people, they got to travel from like the northeast coast down to Florida, and they might not be allowed back. Well, there's a lot of people on this card that are from the northeast coast, guys like Santana and Ortiz. I don't know where everyone's located at, but some of the guys from Jurassic Express, I think, are. Some of the guys from the four-man tag are. Here and there. Nyla Rose is from, the East Coast, Northeast Coast, I think. So this card may be changing, but how it is right now, we'll do it on paper. All right. We'll do it for what it is. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I don't see Rosemary getting it. Oh, I missed something. Oh, you like put the? Oh, you saw the pick on, you saw Vince Ver's picture here, and you're talking about that. Okay. Or WWE release is coming from for Impact. Decide. Yeah, I'm here, and dude, it's Slammiversary is going to be fun. Pizza. You're eating pizza? Oh, now I want pizza. You son of a. Tony Khan's got a bit of fixing to do for Fyter Fest, especially since NXT's kind of got momentum at the moment. Not much. They won 1 week out of how many weeks? Not very much. Elijah Washington, what is up? No, J-Bone. This can make a good story with Private Party and Matt Hardy, as Matt is a tag team that reminds himself as Hardy Boys, but I see Private Party turning on Matt in the end. And really? You think they're going to turn on Matt? That's interesting. I haven't heard anybody say that. Jeff debut, Private Party versus Hardy Boys down the line soon. Yeah, I don't know how long Jeff has left. It's going to be a roller coaster for him from now until he's done, and that's even if he stays healthy. So we'll see what happens with Jeff. But Private Party versus Santana and Ortiz, this tag team match right here has the potential to be tag team match over the course of 2 weeks. Don't get me wrong, the Bucks and FTR and that whole mess, the 4-on-4 is going to be a lot of fun, but that's going to be more of a, I hate to say spot fest. I hate using that term because it's usually used in such a negative connotation. But I like the Young Bucks, and I love, all the guys involved in that. So, I enjoy it. I don't look at it like, oh, they're just doing this and that or whatever. No, that's their style. That's what they do. So, and I dig it. I've loved that style for years. But these two, Santana and Ortiz, and I don't think we've seen them in a little bit since the pay-per-view. And Private Party's been, building this thing with Matt. Excuse me. Jeez Louise. I get more shit on my phone for spam. Hey, here's some grant money. Yeah, really. Private Party, Santana Ortiz. I think Santana and Ortiz are going to take this one. Honestly, they need a little. They're hungry after the loss at the last pay-per-view. That big match at the stadium, whatever the hell they called that. Yeah, so they need a win here. So I'm going to go with Santana and Ortiz. Private Party losing here isn't going to hurt them. They're still stuck with Matt. And, and if they do lose here, that may actually end up going the way that you just mentioned, Elijah Washington, talking about them turning on Matt. That'd be an interesting little storyline. Sorry, Bills boy. What's up, man? There's no NXT momentum. People just want to see a slow burn up. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Private Party will win this one. All right. Private Party versus Santana Ortiz can be match of the night for pay-per-view. They're both good. I pick Santana and Ortiz. All right. Polar Family agrees with that. They need to push They need to push as tag team heels. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, especially if we're, kind of not necessarily breaking up the inner circle. Um, it'd be great to see these guys get the championships at some point. So if they get a little push, they get some wins under the belt, because it kind of feels like they've been not. I mean, you can't focus on anyone. We all know that. Sometimes our favorites don't get focused on and we get upset. You gotta have these guys win more. It's wrestling. It's objective. What are you gonna do? Swag fan picks Santana Ortiz. J-Bone, why I said that is because it's like Mr. Perfect didn't need Ric Flair in his corner. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Okay. Mike M says LAX needs this win. All right. LAX. All right. Especially since Sammy and Havoc are out, J-Bone. They need it in take teams. Yeah, they you try to not necessarily deter away from the chaos and the controversy, but you got to keep it going. You got to keep going and just put on good shows, or try to at least. In the midst of everything, man. I mean, the country is just crumbling. Serious. I hear all these. Oh, what's the next move for opening up? It's like, really? You're getting tens of thousands and tens of thousands in all these big metropolis cities, and you want to open up more? Out of your damn mind. And it's going to affect everything. I'm afraid it's going to get bad enough where people can't travel from state to state. Therefore, everybody's got to hunker down around where they're shooting this stuff, or they just can't travel, period. I don't mean to sound negative, but it's true. All right, next we got the AEW Women's Championship. On the line, Hikaru Shida defending against Penelope Ford. This is interesting. Penelope Ford has been one of those girls. She's been a bit on the sideline and hasn't been pushed much. But when you don't have everybody on TV that you want, you don't have all the Japanese talents because they can't travel. You don't have this person, you don't have that person. Tony made it very clear, if you don't want to travel, nothing will be held against you, whatever. So, there's a certain amount of people that are staying home. So you got to use some of these other local talents and some of these other up-and-comers. Not that Penelope Ford's an up-and-comer, but she just hasn't been featured much. She's been more of a valet than anything. But when she's really needed in special matches, she gets involved. We know this. We've known that for a few years now. I mean, as far as like what I've seen her do. So it's cool that she's getting this opportunity. Now, do I think that Penelope Ford is going to win? No, but I think the two will still put on a good match. Looks like her fiance will be on hand. Kip Sabian. Excuse me. So I'm picking Hikaru Shida for this one. Because odds are, honestly, as much as Penelope Ford helps Kip Sabian in other matches, or as much as she's helped Joey Janela, almost forgot for a second who she was with before. She's helped him too. And some high-flying moves too. She'll get up on the top turnbuckle and then dive on top of someone when the ref's distracted. She does great stuff like that. So she's not scared to take a bump, She's tough. She's awesome. So Yeah, I think Hikaru Shida is going to retain, but this match is going to be good. Next, I didn't even go in the chat. Let me see who you guys picked here. Shida, all right. And I don't think it's going to be easily, but I understand why you're saying that. I understand why you're saying that. Nope on Ford winning, but it'll be good long-term storyline. Or you think it's going to be a long-term? Oh, that's interesting. Elijah Washington says Penelope Ford versus Shida could be good, but I'm picking Shida because Ford needs more in-ring work on the ropes and give her some time. She'll be the future women champ. She reminds me of a young Trish. I'm like, where's the rest of it? Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's a high compliment there. But the potential's there, you know? If she's not always with someone, she can have that breakout moment in the future. Yeah, okay. Sheeta and Blanchard will be amazing down the line. I would not put any weight on that, honestly, considering the crap that Blanchard just pulled. If I was running a wrestling company, I wouldn't want her. Tony may not even be worried about that and may want her, and maybe someone else wants her. I don't know, but it's just the whole situation is just so ugly. What she's doing, it's ridiculous, you know. Sub styles, ladies and choppers. There's a Ford on YouTube. Check him out if you've never seen her do a full match. Yeah, that's what I tell everyone too. There you go. Terrance Sullivan. Sorry, I skipped over that. Sheeta wins this one. All right. Mr. Frats, what is up? Gonna pound a beer. I'm gonna pound a beer later tonight, bro. That's what I'm doing. When we talk some rock and a roll. No guarantee Tessa is AEW pound. No. She literally just got canned. So, yeah. Okay. So, we continue. Jake versus Cody. I've liked the build up to this because it's really deterred people a few different ways. A lot of people are thinking that Cody is turning heel, but if he is, it's going to be a real slow burn heel because heel turn because I don't see it. And I've talked about this a few times, you know, as far as what he's talking about in the big picture sense with the elite being together and stuff like that. He's been very questioning, you know, and stuff like that. And he hasn't done much with them, I don't think. You know, he's been pretty much just on his own with Arn Anderson. Because he wasn't part of that big match, was he? That wasn't. He was involved in something else. I'm trying to think. But anyways, but I like the build of this. They've made it feel like a big match considering how prominent Jake has been over the course of this last year. It's like he didn't do much, but when he did something, people really noticed. And yeah, some of it was comical, you know, considering how Jericho treated him. Like, I'm trying to think. Didn't he do something like, say something stupid, Jake? Or did he say something like that? Or he said that to someone? I forget. Or was that MJF? Or maybe I'm thinking of a completely different show. But anyways, but they had a little press conference, so they made it look like a big deal. They made it look like there was press there to talk to both. Jake showed up late, made a scene. Excuse me, wife made a scene. So yeah, I mean, Cody's got a lot of people in his corner. Jake presumably has no one with the exception of his wife. But I don't think any outside stuff is going to happen. Cody always has support coming down to the ring, but they usually take off with the exception of Arn. And I don't think Arn is going to do anything. That relationship's been pretty good. There's been some controversy here and there, or someone, hitting Arn Anderson at ringside, taking a bump or something, but that doesn't happen too much either. Just knowing how big Jake is and how powerful he is and how mean he can be, Arn may take a back seat to this one. I don't know. It's hard to tell, It's hard. But this championship is still pretty new. Cody's defended it a lot, even on Dynamite. But I think Cody retains here. But I really can't wait to see this one because I do like Jake. Jake is a force to be reckoned with. And I've talked about Jake before. If you haven't seen what he did in like shows like Lucha Underground, man, and it took me a while to get on board with him being a part of that show. But in the end, he became champ, and he was really something special and unique. And it's just a matter of time before you see something like that with him as a part of this show. And it's going to be matches like this that prove that. So I'm saying Cody retains. Let me know who you think. Elijah, what is it? Cody will turn heel down the line eventually, forming a new 4 horsemen with FTR and Hangman Page as Ole Anderson. Oh, that's interesting. I saw someone ask me the other night, I forget who, I think it was last night, right at the end, right as I went off the air, someone asked me about, is AEW ever going to form a 4 horsemen? This is not a bad idea, but I don't know if I don't know. It's tough. I like that combo, but I don't know if I'd call it the Horseman. Because that's really. Besides, I think WWE has the rights to that. That's just a guess. I want to see Warhorse versus Cody. Have you guys seen Warhorse's Twitter? It's been hilarious. I haven't talked about it on here, but apparently Warhorse, independent wrestler who kind of looks like a skinny Ultimate Warrior. Not knocking him, I'm just saying he looks like, he's a smaller guy, but he's got face paint. He's all, heavy metal, extreme, whatever. He's a lot of fun to watch. He's done a lot of stuff with like Danhausen and stuff like that. He keeps challenging Cody, and I think a lot of people are telling Cody to check him out. So who knows? I mean, they can't hire everyone, but that'd be an interesting one to see if they give him a shot. Because he's just sitting around at home, just putting on his makeup, making videos. It's hilarious. Question is, who takes the TNT title from Cody? That's just too. You know what? Warhorse totally does. I know. See Danhausen wrestle Cody. No swearing. Well, he's in Ring of Honor now, but he's just sitting on a contract and doing nothing. So I don't know. I don't know if he's officially signed, but I know he's done stuff with them. So I don't know. If not Hagar, then probably Jericho or Page. Ooh, interesting. Mr. Fred says Cody. Okay. Cody turning heel maybe may have been, but COVID likely threw that out the window. Yeah, you never know. You know, sometimes they got to change step off last minute. So, Paul, tell us how you really think. Jeez Louise. If Reed Flair was alive and his demons were beat, imagine if he lined up a new Four Horsemen. Yeah. Yeah. He had a whole future ahead of him and just lost it to drugs. It's so sad. So sad. Pac's stuck in Europe. Pac's in the UK, I'm assuming. Do you think Jericho will get another title run? Yeah, but no time soon. Like maybe towards the end of his contract, like in a couple of years or something. Because I think his contract's up in 22 or something. I don't know. It's a guess. So, yeah, Pac's stuck in Britain. How about Cody forms a new dangerous alliance? Ooh. A la Paul Heyman. I'm just trying to think of the leader. Dangerous Alliance. That was a good crew. All right. Next, we got Omega and Page versus the Best Friends for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Omega and Page defending. And this build's been okay. It's been nothing like earth-shattering. There's been a lot of talk about Page turning on Kenny at some point. I say just do it. It's been brewing for what, months? Totally months. It's been an underlying thing for a while. And I would honestly, I mean, as much as I like seeing Page tag with Omega, I never really understood that tag team. I understand the storyline, but it was one of those, sometimes you see people get stuck together and you're like, why? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Most AEW fans are probably going to say it's been working. But I've always seen these guys as singles stars, Best Friends, I'd love to see them. I mean, they're a fan favorite. I'd like to believe they're a fan favorite. They come out with Orange Cassidy and he gets the biggest pop. I think Best Friends win this one. I think Trent and Sexy Chucky T take this one. And you're going to have tag team champions. And it may have something to do with Page turning on Kenny or some kind of miscommunication, but most of the time their communication is pretty darn good. It hasn't been very good in the past, but it hasn't been any better than it has been right now. All right, let me jump in here real quick. Let's see here. Fretz says Page Mega. Okay. Tag champs retain. They'll lose the title to Proud and Powerful down the line. Interesting. All right. Page and Omega are truly one of the best teams ever. AEW brings Doink back for Fest. I'm done with them. Doink's dead, dude. Doink, the guy that plays Doink is dead. I know there's been a few Doinks, but I believe the original one is dead. I don't think they'd ever do that. Yeah, there you go. Died a few years ago. Cowboy turns on Omega and becomes a New York Stock Exchanger. Jiminy Christmas, you guys really come up with some weird shit. Oh, kind of like Bobby Roode did, sort of. He was like the money to the Cowboy, you know, sort of. I don't know, sort of. Jericho's live talking about his match with Orange Cassidy. How dare he compete with Smash This podcast? You know, I had a chat with him earlier, and I told him, I said, look, don't go live when I'm live. I'm actually going to talk about your new band Quarantine for my Jacked Up Jukebox show. And look what he does. He goes live against Smash This podcast. Well, I tell you something. You know what? I tell you something, Jericho. You're really pushing it. You're really pushing it. You know what happens? You know what happens, Jericho? You know what happens, Jericho, when you go live against Smash This podcast? We continue. Gotta have some fun, right? Gotta have some fun. All right, so that's it for night one. Terrance Sullivan says Cody wins and best friends win. Okay. All right. JBL, what the? I don't even like JBL. Get that shit out of here. And then best friends versus Jericho and Hagar down the line. Oh, interesting. Down with Jericho. Get him, J-Bone. Yeah, I was trying to think of a quick promo. I'm not much of a promo guy, so I figure I'll let my crushing the little plastic bottle. So, all right. Oh, dude, you guys come up with the goofiest shit. I love you. J-Bone versus Jericho on the cruise. I'd love to go on that cruise. I ain't gonna lie. But, water bottle on a pole match. A new Hulkster. Play my music. I am a real American. Cue the guitar. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I hope you have an opportunity to interview Y2J Uncle. Probably will not happen in this lifetime, but thank you. I haven't done much with interviews on here. I've been kind of keeping that towards the TNI side of things and just being a part of that. Although we're not doing any interviews for a while just because of everything going on. It's really chaotic to say the least. We had some booked, but yeah, they kind of quietly went by the wayside. So, cue my theme, Team Canada. Oh, Canada. I don't know the theme. I'm sorry, but that's like the beginning of it, isn't it? Scott D'Amore always sang it loud and proud and amazingly off key. Okay, night 2. Let's keep going. I don't want to do this all night. It's already after 8. I got shit to do. Night 2. Janela versus Archer. This one kind of came out of nowhere. You know, they're trying to fill up 2 nights because you can't stick everything on one night in 2 hours. So you gotta like spread it out, and then you have too much time, so you gotta fill it. You know, so you know, you gotta have some undercard matches. You get people on there. They're pushing a guy like Archer right now, but I don't know. See, it's funny. You look at last year. Who did Janela fight last year? Mox. When I was looking up artwork for this, I was like, oh man, it's been a year already. Janela fought Mox. That's crazy. I mean, I honestly think there is a chance that Janela, because Janela's been on a bit of a losing streak lately, hasn't he? He hasn't won too many with Sonny. He's got to win one sometime. Lance Archer can't win them all, can he? But you know what? He's probably winning here. I'd like to see Janela win, but I don't think he's gonna. We'll pick Archer. Someone gift that. What? Gift me? No, don't gift me. Mike M says Janelle is getting the beating of a lifetime. Dear God, that's just cruel. Joey wins by DQ. Archer wins this one. Interesting. All over the place. That's all right. All right, next. Nyla Rhodes. They said Nyla Rose is going to be on the card. They didn't say who she's going to face. So there might be someone new. Or maybe they're going to surprise us with someone like Abaddon. I know when they signed her that night that she debuted on Dynamite. Like she had been on Dark, but, you know, it was her Dynamite debut when she faced Anna J or whatever her face is, the girl in the little suit coat and a top hat, cute girl. But yeah, I'd love to see Abaddon versus Nyla Rose. That'd be sick. I don't even know who'd win that one. Honestly, I'd pick Abaddon. I think she's going to be on a roll. I think she scares the shit out of people. She scares the shit out of me, legit. Dude, that chick is terrifying. So yeah, let me know, you know, who you think they're gonna pick for Nyla Rose, and that's another East Coast girl. I don't know if she's gonna make it to the show, but if she is, let me know who you think is gonna face her. Polar Family says Abaddon. All right, I agree. It might be someone new. I mean, maybe they'll bring in someone like it can't be any of the 90-day releases because that comes later in the month, right before Slammiversary. It could be one of the NXT releases though, because they only had a 30-day. Like Chris Hero had a 30-day, Rachel Ellering had a 30-day, and there was a couple other girls. I can't remember their names. I'm sorry. So it could very well be one of them. Nyla Rose versus Rachel Ellering. I know I picked her to go to Impact Wrestling, but you never know. You Nyla Rose versus Evilise. I hear a lot of people talking about Evilise, man, and she just hasn't gotten picked up by anyone. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's something personal, if it's like an attitude thing. I have really no idea. Thunder Rosa, well, she'd have to drop the title because I think she still is champ. You know? So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Turn the TV off if I see that toxic girl there. Oh, you're talking about Tessa. Yeah, I highly doubt it's going to be Tessa. And I don't even know if there's a compete clause for Tessa or Mike or any of them. I don't know. I have no idea. Dustin Rose versus Nyla Rose. That's out of left field. Intergender. I don't think we're going to see that. I don't even know if I'd want to see that. I guess it'd be all right. It's just, like I said, it's got to make sense. It's got to have some kind of build. You can't just throw shit against the wall and, hey, intergender, it's got to, like Sammy versus, okay, I know, controversy aside, and a lot of people are hating Tessa. I'm just saying, the feud between Sammy and Tessa had a great build over the course of several months. That made that special. That made that believable, That was a good build. Kelly. Sorry, spit on my Sam Adams ale if that happens. Don't spit out beer. Makes sense. You're right, Chavo. Built very well. No compete clause. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. SCU versus Dark Order. It's all three guys from SCU. Scorpio Sky, Christopher Daniels, and Frankie Kazarian versus Brody Lee, Colt Cabana, and Stu Grayson, I believe, is the third guy, which is a little odd, but, everyone else associated with the Dark Order is a couple of tag teams. You got Evil Uno and Stu, and then you got the two guys from the East Coast, Silver and Alex Reynolds. I think that's his name. But Stu Grayson's a good wrestler, so this could be actually a really good match. And I know they're building the storyline of, Colt Cabana's winning here, or winning because of Brody Lee, and that's the way that Brody Lee is trying to, recruit him, saying, hey, if you stay with me, you'll win. You'll be something special. Be a part of a winning team. Now, of course, if they lose, then Colt Cabana would be like, you lied to me. Screw you, Brody Lee, And then all the henchmen would come out and destroy all of them. And Brody Lee would just stand there going, wow. So there's not a lot of gray here, So I say Dark Order wins this one. They're going to continue that storyline. The big question mark looming above Colt Cabana's head. Swag fan says SCU. Okay. Mike says Dark Order. HD is apologizing for being late. Don't let it happen again. I'm kidding. Polar fan says they're doing a good job with Cabana, a lot of potential. Yeah, it's he's not just a goofy baby face. The guy could pull off a storyline. Elijah Washington says Dark Order wins and Daniel turns heel and joins Dark Order, or Scorpio Sky turns heel and leaves FCU and goes to single role. Oh, interesting. Because that was the red herring for several weeks with Christopher Daniels, wasn't it? And all of a sudden now it's way past that. So you're not even thinking about that. So if he does it now, people go, oh, he did, like it was like way down the line, so that would be a shock, right? Interesting. I like that. Someone from SCU turns on SCU. Not bad, not bad. All right. Oh, Orange Cassidy and Jericho. Oh, Orange Cassidy and Jericho. This is going to be fun. We're finally seeing Orange Cassidy break out and do something. That's pretty cool, right? He's not just, hands in the pocket, kick, 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 scoot, 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 kick, He's so cute. This kind of feels like, is it me or does this feel like Fandango versus Chris Jericho? Little. I mean, Orange Cassidy is nothing like Fandango, but it has that same kind of, feeling, doesn't it? Tell me if I'm wrong. Am I the only one that's feeling that? I don't know. Just me. Yeah, I think Cassidy's got to get a win here, as goofy as it sounds. Chris Jericho is going to completely just not expect anything from Orange, right? Might even get a little bloody. Oh, I see the oranges popping up in the chat here. You guys are so goofy. I love you. Orange versus Judas. Orange is a great wrestler himself, very lucha style. Yeah, he's all over the place, right? Totally is. You guys are so goofy. You guys are still talking about if she shows up. Oh, God. Terrance and I will build AEW for the TV. Orange Cassidy wins with an epic upset. I think he does. I think he does. I really want to see this. Is it going to hurt Jericho? No, he's a legend. We need the good guy to win in this situation. Mike, I want Cassidy to win so bad, right? Fonz from Happy Days versus Jericho. Dear God. Heavy J, what's up? Do you think that Anna J is AEW versus Liv Morgan, a long-term project that'll pay off in 2 to 3 years? Oh, man. Too early to tell. I mean, we've only seen Anna J a couple times. I think they're building something with her, slow turn, but I don't think anything like Liv Morgan. Eric, what's up? Hi. Cassidy gonna beat Jericho with his hands in his pocket. Pin him 1, 2, 3. Hands in the pocket. Actually, more interested in Avalon and Cutler winning before Orange. Okay. Orange, Cassidy versus Jericho. Cassidy wins, but pull a heel turn just a little bit. But Cassidy needs to face Cody next. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So yeah, but this will be fun. We got to assume that Orange Cassidy is just going to go ape shit at him, right? Compared to last time. All right, couple more here. We'll get out of here. 4-man tag. Young Bucks, FTR versus Butcher and the Blade and the returning Lucha Bros. Oh man. I think That's tough because the Lucha Bros are so good. And they have such a history with the Young Bucks, don't they? Such an insane history. Championships on the line for months, all those rematches. Um, man. I think you got to go FTR and the Bucks. It's tough though because I want the Lucha Bros to win too because I love the Lucha Bros. I love Pentagon and Phoenix. I like the Butcher and the Blade too. It's a really unique team. They're tough. They're tough East Coast guys. But I guess we'll go with Bucks and FTR. But this will be a lot of spot stuff. But it'll be fun. If you like that. Some people don't. But whatever. Young Bucks and FTR. Lucha Bros get the win. All right. Can this 4-man tag team be match of the line? J-Bone, can we talk of the pay-per-view? Let's see. Yeah, it might be. It might be. I mean, it's going to be a combination of really good wrestling and high spots. There's going to be a lot of everything, Lucha Bros and Butcher and the Blade with the upset. All right. And that'll push the Bucks and FTR at each other because they lost. There you go. That could happen. Could happen. Lucha Bros to extend the storyline a bit more. Or FTR just outright turns on the Young Bucks. Or maybe the other way around. Maybe Young Bucks go heel. Turn on FTR. Because right now FTR is kind of riding that gray line. You don't really know where they're headed, right? It's hard. Terrance says Young Bucks and FTR wins. Butcher and Blade are going to show up with the QT in the QT storyline. Love you too, Paul. Stay safe, man. Hawaii's getting hit hard with all this COVID shit. Stay safe, bro. Lucha and B&B will beat them down after the match. Oh, all right. All right. All right. All right. Last but certainly not least, we just went over an hour. So, yeah, let's get out of here. Jericho and, not Jericho. Jiminy Christmas. Mox and Cage. I've really enjoyed the build-up for this. And like I've said before, it's the match that I never knew I wanted to see, and now I can't wait to see it. I feel like Mox has not faced a guy like Cage before. Cage is 100%, especially with a guy like Taz in his corner. Man, this is, I think a lot of people just assume that Mox is going to take Cage, but why not shake shit up? I think, and also I think you got to look at a bigger picture here. You got to totally look at a bigger picture here. Mox's wife is sick, and we don't know how sick she's going to get. And now he's got to quarantine by himself for 2 weeks. This match may not even happen, folks. And he may just drop the title just to go take care of his wife. It's an admirable thing, Oh, that's interesting. Mike says Darby Allin cost Cage a title. I thought there was some controversy with Darby, but I didn't see what, and I'm not going to look it up now. I don't know. But I love Brian Cage. You guys, okay, for 7 years I've been talking on here. I love Mox. Mox is always going to be one of my favorites. I have umpteenth action figures, and look, I even got dead Mox right here. Oh, Ambrose. Sorry. Dead. Does it say Dean Ambrose on there? Oh, it says. Oh, it says unstable. Okay. I gotta get something for him that says Mox. Get like a little shirt to go over him. If anybody knows anywhere I can get anything like that, hit me up on social media. Drop me a link. I'd love to see that. Not that I'm gonna make him a total custom figure, but sorry, Real American J-Bone had to be done. Instagram DM. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Oh my God. You you crushed my head. You need to work on your Photoshop, sir, but I'll show this because I love you. Jiminy Christmas. Look at this. Look at this head. That's crazy. All right. We'll stop that. All right. So Mox versus Cage. We got to wrap this up. You know what? I'm going to say Cage with the upset. And there you go. That is my predictions. Thank you so much for coming along for this one. Hope you enjoyed the little Hulkamania goofy pick there. Zach, work on your Photoshop skills, but I love you, bro. My goodness. All right. But yeah, if you're watching this after the fact, please leave your predictions in the comic book. And on your way out, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so to let you know when more of my content hits yo screen. We're out of here, folks. We'll see you later tonight for the Jacked Up Jukebox. Probably we're gonna go late. It'll probably be like midnight. Be like a midnight beer run. How's that sound? All right. So I'm going to talk a little rock and roll. Come on back around midnight. We'll see you then.